Friday. I think it's the 17th. And it's time to share a video together again. I was ready to make this video 2 hours ago. It's about, I don't know, it's near 6 o'clock right now. I was going to make this video about 3:45, and one of Colin's friends came by to drop something off, and stayed and talked for a couple of hours, which we were thrilled. Everybody stayed a very appropriate distance apart, standing out by the garage, and it was all fine and safe as could be. But everybody misses each other so much that 2 hours passed really fast, just standing 8-10 feet apart and talking, and it's starting to wear on people, I think. So if you're out there and you're missing people a lot, then hang in there. Right now, my nose itches, and in an attempt not to ever scratch my nose, what I've been doing is when my nose itches, I'll take the inside of my shirt and scratch my nose. So I don't know what you've been doing, little tricks. I've been trying to not touch my face at all, and also when I have to, I'll try to find something that I don't think has been up against other surfaces, you know, that people have been at. So anyway, we're going to do a couple of songs real quick, and I also want to share Larry's Motivational Connection and another piece of history that I got. Now, this is an old advertising card. I'm going to try to get it where you can see it, for Hubert's. Now, if you look at that map of the Paoli Square, that map shows where Hubert's was, down there on the southwest side of the square where that black box is. That's the exact location that later became a restaurant after it was this ice cream sundae shop. It became a restaurant, and then after it was a restaurant, it became Holland's Menswear. I don't remember what year they started, but in my childhood in the 70s, they were still going strong. And Larry, one of my best friends, his family, the Holland families, who own that store. And that's the same location where Tucker and Tucker Law offices are now, on that south side of the square. And so this was kind of an important piece. I won this in an auction on eBay. It's going to hang in my history collection of Paoli here in my man cave. But I was thrilled to get that, and I'll tell you why. It seems like all of life connects in certain ways. So Larry's family owned that, and he grew up helping to run that store. In 1980, a lot of you folks that are from the Paoli, Orange County area remember that an earth mover came around the square in 1980. It was March 14th. Larry reminded me today. I knew it was about this time of the year. An earth mover came around the square from the north side and lost its brakes. And it ran, as it lost its steering and brakes, it ran into the clothing store there. And it hit the firewall between two of the buildings, and that's what kept it from going all the way through the buildings and maybe even down and fall down out the other side off that lower side of the square. But Larry's dad, Glenn, died as a result of that accident. He wasn't hit by the earth mover, but he was under such stress that as all of that happened during the aftermath, just minutes, not long after all of that, he had a massive heart attack and died. And so that's a tough thing. You know, you don't get to say bye. Accidents happen. And then out in front of the store, the earth mover actually ran over a truck, and in that truck was sitting Johnny Robbins. And Johnny Robbins was a guy, he and his family, Gracie and daughters, all went to church with us. And so I remember that day, the day that Johnny Robbins died. And the interesting part of that is that his family, to commemorate his life, these old blue books that we had at our church growing up were purchased by the Robbins family as in memorial to him. And we sang out of these when we were kids. And they commemorated Johnny Robbins doing such good work for the community and in our church, that we sing out of these books that his family bought in his memory. Another set of kids that didn't get to say bye to their dad. It's a small world that all those years ago, when I didn't know Larry, that he lost his dad in that accident on the square, and at the same time the people that I did know lost a dad in that accident there on the square. And it just, with that piece coming in that I'd won off that eBay auction, it of course made me think of, I was only 8 when that happened back in 1980. But I remember that time because of the Robbins family, and later because Larry and I have talked through it so many times. But it makes me think right now of all the people that are dying in hospitals with nobody around them. That in a lot of places, when your family member's taken into the hospital, I mean, there's fear for good reason that those will be the last words that you say to them if they're suffering from this virus. Keep people in your prayers, thoughts, high spirits, wanderings of your mind, because that's some serious stuff to go through. Stuff you wouldn't wish on worst enemies and things like that. And it was just brought back to mind today when that piece came in. So think about those folks. I know that a lot of you know that Johnny Henderson is in the hospital. I don't know any updates today. Spoke to Kate just very briefly last night by text, and I know that she's been not able to go and see him, and I don't know any updates for this afternoon at all. But Johnny's been such a good guy in our area. Pray for him and for other folks that are going through this same thing. Now, I did have a request to do a bluegrass version of If We Never Meet Again This Side of Heaven. And it's kind of a peppy version, even though thinking about death, and sometimes that's a good thing to have on our mind. If you don't deal with those subjects, then you're not really free to live. But the bluegrass guys always sing this up in A or B flat, where it's pretty high. So that's fine with me. I'm a tenor. I'm going to sing this actually in A. And it'll be a lot of fun to sing along with. It's just 1, 4, and 5. So A, D, and E is what you'll need for this, okay? Soon we'll come to the end of life's journey, and perhaps we'll never meet anymore, till we gather in heaven's bright city, far away on that beautiful shore. If we never meet again this side of heaven, as we struggle through this world and its strife, there's another meeting place somewhere in heaven, by the side of the river of life, where the charming roses bloom forever, and where separations come no more. If we never meet again this side of heaven, I will meet you on that beautiful shore. Oh, they say that we shall meet behind a river, sorry about that, where the storm clouds never darken the sky, and they say we'll be happy in heaven, in that wonderful sweet by and by. If we never meet again this side of heaven, as we struggle through this world and its strife, there's another meeting place somewhere in heaven, by the side of the river of life, where the charming roses bloom forever, and where separations come no more. If we never meet again this side of heaven, I will meet you on that beautiful shore. If we never meet again this side of heaven, I will meet you on that beautiful shore. All right, there's your kind of bluegrassy version of that. A little faster, a little higher. That's kind of a lot of times what bluegrass equals out to. Bluegrass is not my very favorite style of music, but I do enjoy singing it sometimes, especially when you can pick mandolin on it. All right, Larry's Friday, April 17th motivational connection for the day. He says, this Sue Grafton quote came in a letter from his friend, Elsa Spear. My kids call Larry Uncle Larry, of course, and she sent her now famous stationery that has all the quotes on it. Well, Sue Grafton said this on that stationery: train yourself to listen to that small voice that tells us what's important and what's not. Larry adds this. Today, that small voice is saying, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. It's important. Larry A. Holland. All right. I still appreciate Larry looking all of that stuff up. I'm going to sing a song now that reminds me of our buddy Wyatt. I've been missing Wyatt. He plays a lot of music with us. He's in high school like Colin, and he plays a lot of good stuff on a lot of instruments, and I miss Wyatt. And then Dave Woodsmall, one of my mandolin playing buddies, he also sings this song. I'm actually, I think, going to do this song also in the key of A while we're singing in it. A, D, and E is all you're going to need. Worried Man Blues. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Lots of people are worried right now. Play along, sing along if you want to. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. When across that river I lay down to sleep. When across that river and I lay down to sleep. When across that river and I lay down to sleep. When I woke, I had shackles on my feet. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. The train that I ride is 21 coaches long. This train that I ride is 21 coaches long. This train that I ride is 21 coaches long. The gal I love is on that train and gone. Takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. I asked the judge, what's gonna be my fine? I asked the judge, what's gonna be my fine? I asked the judge, what's gonna be my fine? 21 years on the Rocky Mountain line. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. One more time. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. Hey, don't be worried long. One foot in front of the other, everybody. On we go, onward and upward. I'll see you tomorrow on Saturday.